Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, protect your sensitive data with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the weekend roundup. Guys, as we all know, Blizzard, they're no strangers to controversy. God, there was the whole Blitzchung Hong Kong thing. What else? Oh, before that, Diablo Immortal. It's such a mess. But this week was one of their worst in a while. And for Blizzard, that's really saying something. For starters, a veteran World of Warcraft designer quit Blizzard after 13 years, saying he's not happy about the direction of the game. Game designer Chris Kalecki posted a video on his YouTube page outlining where he feels like the game has strayed. He said that for a while now, probably too long, I've just been unhappy with the state of the game. Apparently, the release of WoW Classic really emphasized some differences in old school WoW versus the modern game. Specifically, he felt like guilds aren't as important nowadays, saying that I think in Classic, the guild's a big deal. To do anything at endgame, you really need to be in a guild, and I think this can feel really restrictive at times, but ultimately what it really does is it creates cohesion, it creates community, and he feels like instead of guilds and the communal aspects of the game, Blizzard has lately emphasized like NPCs, their stories, things like that. He said Warcraft and WoW has always had a story, but lately I think in the modern game, the story is just a bigger part of it. The characters and all their own dramas really soak up a lot of air in the game, whereas I think in a virtual world, in an MMO, really the players are the story. I get what he's saying. I like a nice story, though, and things have changed. I mean, the games now cater a lot more to casual gamers than MMOs did 10, 15 years ago. They were just a lot more punishing. Of course, the Shadowlands expansion is coming out soon. Kalecki said he feels like long-term, Warcraft and Blizzard will be fine. He said, to my Blizzard family and the WoW team, I'm rooting for Shadowlands. I know it's going to be incredibly successful, and I'm so excited to play it only days from now. But that is not the only drama that's surrounding Blizzard and one of their games. Hearthstone players are furious lately at a new battle pass style system that Blizzard implemented in the game. It's a little, there's a lot of moving parts in it, but suffice it to say, the new system, it's a lot more complicated than the old daily quest system where you could just earn gold. If you played as a rogue for 3 matches, you would get some gold. Or if you killed 30 minions, you would get gold, but now it's just like you have to do all these other things. And in addition to being more complicated, now in the new system, lots of people did the math and discovered that you earn less gold despite putting in more effort. It all feels like, for longtime players, they basically feel like Blizzard is trying to squeeze their most loyal players for even more money. And it does. I play Hearthstone a lot. It does kind of feel that way. Blizzard has apologized, with game director Ben Lee saying they missed the mark implementing the new system and explaining how it worked. He said in a blog, we will be providing bonus XP for various activities at each seasonal event, every expansion cycle, and any additional bonus events as needed. Our failure to communicate these factors has led to incomplete projections, for which we apologize. Kind of a non-apology. We're sorry you got upset and we didn't explain it right, but they're still keeping the system. Like, they're not changing it. So it's really just kind of a band-aid. We'll throw you a few scraps from the table, but we're not changing overall. And I think honestly it gets down to Hearthstone's player base is shrinking and they're just trying to get more and more. Whereas if you get gold from playing the game, you can just buy cards for free, basically. That's what makes it free to play, and they're just making that harder. That's just what they're doing. People are not pleased. The Hearthstone subreddit has been on fire lately. Some people say they're quitting the game as a result. Others are sadly memeing things like the picture of the guy saying, do you guys not have phones? For Diablo Immortal, but now he said, do you guys not have wallets? It was funny. I liked it, I gotta say. All right, we'll get to the rest of the stories in just a second. But first, let's talk more about our sponsor, ExpressVPN. Did you guys see The Social Dilemma on Netflix, all about how social media is engineered to exploit your data for profit, like surveillance capitalism, all that? It makes you feel icky that I'm making billionaires even richer. That's where I draw the line. That's why I put an extra layer of protection around my data with ExpressVPN. Every time you use the internet, big tech companies, they mine your data. They track your searches, your messages, your video history. When Google puts those weird ads up next to your, it's the worst. But when you run ExpressVPN on your device, it hides your IP address, which websites can use to identify you. That makes it more difficult to trace your activity and sell to advertisers. ExpressVPN also encrypts 100% of your internet data to keep you safe from hackers and prying eyes. So if you don't like the idea of tech companies exploiting your personal information, then visit expressvpn.com/roundup right now, and you can get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN for free. That's expressvpn.com/roundup to protect your data. Go to expressvpn.com/roundup to learn more. All right. On to the rest of the news. The Video Game Awards show is next month. The nominees are in. Game of the Year nominees are Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Animal Crossing New Horizon, Last of Us Part 2, Doom Eternal. Some people are mad Half-Life Alyx didn't get the nod. I think being on VR probably limited it a little bit. For Best RPG, the nominees were Final Fantasy VII Remake, of course, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've heard a lot of good things about Yakuza Like a Dragon. Best indie nominees were Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. Of course, a bunch of other categories too. The winners will be announced live December 10th. Awesome news from developer IO Interactive, the Hitman developer. They're working on a new game. It's James Bond. Oh yeah, it's gonna be, this is the best. They released a teaser trailer this week announcing the news. They get a few more details to the site. Project 007, that's the working title for the game. They wrote on the site, it'll be a wholly original Bond story where players will step into the shoes of the secret agent and earn their 00 status in the very first James Bond origin story. So that's cool. No word on a release date. Sounds like they're pretty early. They said they're currently recruiting elite talent from around the world to join the team. Yeah, you're working on a James Bond. You probably have to wear a tuxedo to work every day. The Demon's Souls remake has been a hit with fans and critics. Oh, I can't wait to play it. I just need a PS5. But apparently it almost had an easy mode. The Washington Post interviewed developer Bluepoint's creative director Gavin Moore, who said they thought about adding a filthy casual mode. All right, he didn't use those words, easy mode, but they said they eventually tossed that idea out, and their reasoning, there's good reason. Ultimately, it was another studio's game, and he didn't feel like it was their call to make. Moore said that while we've made some changes, our core driving mantra has always been to preserve the spirit and intent of the original creators. Smart move, dude. We do know that they have added a mysterious door that nobody's been able to enter yet. Maybe a secret weapon, like that sword they put into the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Maybe that's maybe some sort of power weapon. But when it came to an easy mode, Moore went on to say, we ultimately decided it wasn't our place, merely being custodians for this amazing game, to add something that would fundamentally alter its balance. Yeah, I don't mind easy modes normally, but if it's an easy mode, I just don't see it being a Souls game, really. It looks like a release date for the next Far Cry game may have leaked. According to the Microsoft Store, they put a date that they have a listing for Far Cry 6. They say it will be released for PlayStation 5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Google Stadia on May 25th of next year. So there you go. You might remember it was due to come out February 18th of next year. That got delayed. Of course, COVID's delaying everything. The new date could be a placeholder, but IGN did point out the Microsoft Store does have a history of kind of spilling the beans on release dates. They did it for Immortals Phoenix Rising, Mafia Definitive Edition, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. So maybe. We'll see. Far Cry 6, it looks really cool. I will play it. All right, time for a 5-second review. This game is so good. It's still so good. The placement of that apostrophe, though, drives me crazy. What does that mean? Demon soul? A singular demon souls? Like his own soul? It drives me nuts. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, the Shadowlands expansion for World of WarCraft. We don't do a lot of expansions in the coming soon. Usually I just do full games, but this is a big one. The veil between life and death is no more. With a single act of destruction, Sylvanas Windrunner has whipped open the way to the afterlife. An ancient force of death threatens to break its bonds and unravel reality. As one of Azeroth's greatest champions, you have been granted the power to cross over in body and soul. Now you must investigate a conspiracy to unmake the cosmos and help Warcraft legends journey back or fulfill their ultimate destiny. It comes to PC November 23rd. Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. I believe I already read this one. It's a different platform though. Choose a side, master your moves, and embrace your destiny in an epic beat-em-up adventure inspired by the hit show. Take control control of 8 playable characters with deep movesets, combos, progressions, and real-time character swaps, and more. 34 years after the events of the 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament, the rivalry between Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence continues. It comes to Switch, November 24th. Football Manager 2021, new additions and game upgrades deliver added levels of depth, drama, and football authenticity. Football Manager 21 empowers you like never before to develop your managerial prowess and command success at your club. It comes to PC November 24th. Just Dance 2021. It's Just Dance. You know what it is. It's the ultimate dance game. 40 hot new tracks from chart-topping hits like Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa, Feel Special by Twice, and Senorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. I have a hard time with these names. It comes to PS5 and Xbox Series X November 24th. Oh, this is like the next-gen version, okay. Out of Space Couch Edition. Out of Space is a local co-op multiplayer game about living together in a house in space. You and your friends are about to move into a house in space where you'll have to deal with a deadly alien infestation and face the challenges of building a sustainable spaceship. You're gonna need to give your friends more than pizza for this help, I feel like. It comes to the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch November 25th. Vigor is a free-to-play looter shooter in post-war Norway. Shoot and loot intense encounters, build your shelter and vital equipment, challenge others in various game modes, play on your own, or fight together. It comes to PS4 November 25th. Made of Scare is a first-person survival horror game set in a remote hotel with a gory and macabre history from British folklore. Brave the nightmares of the quiet ones. Do not panic. Don't even breathe. Actually, you probably need to breathe. It's a good idea. It comes to Switch November 26th. That's all the news I got for you this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Inside Gaming Daily. Let's clap for Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, the EA Junior of video game companies?
Do you wonder if Activision ever sends EA a thank you card for being slightly crappier and taking